the shoulders.
Is it too much? It's too much.
No, it's not. Stop.
No, it's not.
I look like a cupcake. It's a little too much.
No, you do not. No, you do not. This is how much we love each other. We share clothes.
I'm going to talk about my cupcake sleeves. Don't even stop me.
What?
I'm going to talk about my cupcake sleeves.
Oh, I love it.
It's the Boston Babes and Wonder Woman cupcakes. 3, 2, 1.
The best leadership happens when you step away for 10 minutes.
This is Back in 10.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Back in 10. I'm Jen.
And I'm Savannah, aka Princess Savannah, wearing the cupcake sleeves today. If you are listening, I highly recommend you head over to YouTube and check it out. I got some big puffy action happening over here.
Hey, I love that shirt. It used to be mine.
I love it because you loved it, and you loved it enough to set it free like a butterfly. But it ain't coming back because I am definitely commandeering this for myself.
Yeah, no. And I gave it to you. That's how much I loved it. Because if I didn't like it, I would have just donated it.
I love it. I love it. I love my puffy sleeves.
Yeah, me too.
I think I started a puffy sleeve movement at work too, because there was one day when 4 women were on and they all had the puffy sleeves. And Lori Struder was like, I felt inspired. Do you like my puffs?
Yeah. You have the yellow puffy sleeves one too. I love that color on you. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're just going to have to watch on YouTube just to see the puffs in action. So,
yeah.
Speaking of puffs, let's talk about puffing up dentistry a little bit with some AI. Savannah.
Yeah. I love talking about AI, and I think it's hard for some people to talk about AI without, losing their minds.
Mm-hmm.
What I would love to chat about is, like, right now, AI in dentistry, it feels very vendor powered. But it's hard to know what that really means inside a practice. Like, is it helping the team? Is it making your patients feel taken care of? Or like, is it just something that because you're scared of it, you don't acknowledge it and it just sits on the sidelines? So I'd love to chat how we can help our teams, clinical, admin, and our patients be a little more comfortable with what AI means in our practices today.
Yeah, and I think, look, AI is not a bright, shiny object, right?
No.
That you're just going to purchase and then just let it sit there. AI it's going to do things for you, but it's not going to do everything for you. Nope. And Savannah, we did a live podcast where someone said that their doctor had purchased AI, right? Had purchased this technology and then refused to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Refused to use it. And that's really a huge shame because the team wanted it and the team knew how beneficial it was going to be. But the doctor did not use that amazing tool to their advantage. And then not only did the team miss out, but the patients missed out too.
Yeah. Well, I think that's also because, AI really isn't that much of a new thing, right? It's just that the marketing of AI and labeling it as this brand new virtual, whether it's assistant, x-ray reader, note taker, the marketing of AI is what has really exploded, not necessarily the fact that there is AI.
Exactly. And I think understanding what the need is first to make sure that the AI that you're choosing is going to be beneficial is the first step, right? Like, understand where the pain points are in your practice, where your team's pain points are, and what things that they're doing on a regular basis that can be automated, right? That can assist them so that way they can support the patient that's in front of them.
Yep.
Instead of, other things behind the scenes. Like, gone are the days of calling an insurance company. If you are still calling an insurance company on a regular basis, then there's things that you can do to help to support your team, because sitting on the phone for an hour and a half, man, that is a waste of man and woman power. Not a good use of time and resources. So if you can help to systematically automate some of those things to support your team, and that's supporting the patients
Right.
at the end of the day, because your team can look at the whites of their eyes, right? And have a conversation and support them in office, because behind the scenes, those things have already happened.
And the most important word that you
Mm.
said, Jen, was support.
Mhm.
AI is there to support the practice, the team, and the patient. Is not there as a replacement. Um,
Correct.
it does not have the empathy that your team has. It does not have, overall oversight into what your true mission of your practice is. It just doesn't know that. It's running off of processes and systems. Um,
Yep.
like AI in clinical dentistry, like, is incredible. It's amazing when it stays in its lane, meaning like, yeah, it can be a second set of eyes, but it is not the doctor. Like, there should never get to a point where the doctor is heavily relying on the AI system that's in place. I mean, first of all, because you went to, dental school and spent, millions of dollars on your schooling and your practices, like, have some confidence in yourself, number one. um and I think that's what it is. Like, if AI is helping support and increase that confidence
Mhm.
clinically, and the consistency of the work and the output,
Mhm.
that's when it's doing its job well. That's what
Yeah,
I think, when AI is doing its job
right,
exceptionally well.
right. And I think for clinical, right, if you think about it like perio charts, oh my gosh, being able to do a perio chart, and if you think about it, right, like in all of the practice management softwares, like it highlights it usually when it's a 4, right?
Mhm.
So if you think about that, like it turns red, it's to literally highlight it for you to say, "Hey, we need to look at this a little bit further and dive
Yeah,
into that," right?
yeah.
But when you look at AI and you look at an X-ray and you see that area highlighted, that's for you to investigate and to dive a little bit deeper. It's not to say this is what it is, it's for you to look at it and say, "Okay, the thing that
Mhm.
I love about clinical AI is how some of them, and the majority of them now, like they can give you the percentage of bone level, right?
Mhm.
That's something that clinically we cannot do. I
Nope.
cannot look at an X-ray. I can give an idea, right? Like, oh yeah, they have like about 50% bone loss, or they have about 10% bone loss. I can't do that. I'm just looking at it. But for them to be able to do the measurements and pull that up, because we know ADA codes, that's what it looks for, right? A specific
Mhm.
percentage of bone loss. That's
Mhm.
huge to be able to do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Um, those are things that help to support our diagnosis, help to support the
Yeah.
patient in getting the care that they need, and man, does that help the team
Mhm.
significantly.
Oh,
And that
significant.
assistant or that admin team member that was in there typing in 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is now free to be able to go and service the patient that's physically there and not having to sit there and just type stuff in.
Mhm.
Because 'Cause I've
Totally
been
agree
there.
with
Doing a perio chart on your own sucks. Can
you.
I tell you that?
It
It
does.
is
I've had to be
probably
called in as admin to
ah,
do all
oh,
the,
yeah.
put all the input numbers. I mean, yeah, it sucks
In
for
my
sure.
opinion, that is probably the worst thing about hygiene, like, literally, is having to do a
You mean, like,
perio
doing it on
chart
your own?
on your own.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The
Yeah.
amount of time that I have lost of my life, the years
Mhm.
I've lost off my life about doing a perio chart by myself. It's sad.
So everyone, there are tools out there in AI that will help with the efficiency and the effectiveness in your hygiene
Mhm,
department. So absolutely check those out. We know a couple of those. We're happy to share those. If you
mhm,
DM us, shoot us an email at brb@backin10pod.com. We can share those with you. Um, so that's good for our hygiene department. And we talked about,
mhm,
how there's other AI for our clinical team. What about our admin teams, Jen?
Oh.
When we were at a code event, by the time you're hearing this, a couple weeks ago, and our friend Rick Garofalo, he runs the practice mechanic, and he was talking about a really effective way to look at the
Mm,
patient ledger, and especially with balances. Now, you got to make sure, like, you have to make sure any information that you're putting in AI when you're using AI, all of the patient information is redacted. They cannot have any PHI in there. Um,
correct.
And, it's best if whatever platforms you're using have a BAA, so you are protected with that. So look into that if you are going to
Mhm.
heavily use AI in the admin realm. But he was talking about, and I feel this as an office manager who had to undergo this. You have like $1.50 on the patient ledger, and you can't for the love of Jesus figure out where it came from, because not everyone was trained properly, or they attached the insurance payment to the wrong line item, so it's like it just comes up not correct. And I can remember spending maybe like 2 hours on one specific ledger, and it just took away from so many other things I could have been doing for my patients and the team. And Rick's suggestion was like, hey, remove the PHI, you throw it in there, you say, act as, an accountant, and find me where this balance is coming from. And in under a minute, it just populates it. Can you imagine when you were in practice, Jen, especially when you were running DSO, how much more time you would have had with your team if you didn't have to spend all
Mhm.
that time looking at a ledger?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was brilliant.
Mhm.
And when he said that during the meeting, um, everyone was like, "Oh my god, we have to I didn't even think of that. I
Yeah.
didn't even think of
Yeah.
that." So good on
Honestly,
Rick for bringing that to the code team, and the
yeah.
attendees at that
Like,
event.
the amount of time that we could have saved, because I know, like, Savannah, like, when we would acquire a new practice or affiliate with a new practice, we'd go in there and then,
Mhm.
"Okay, I've never seen these ledgers before." So now I'm, like, acting as a detective, an accounting
Right.
detective to figure out where this is coming from, and is this money that's owed to the previous dentist, or is this money that's owed to us?
Mhm.
It gets very complicated very, very quickly. So
Mhm.
to be able to look at that and not be able to, hide behind a closed doors for 2+ hours as you go through ledgers is, extremely beneficial. But I think even on the admin side, but, like, filling that schedule
Oh.
with patients, you know? I know you could
Mhm.
talk about this till you're blue in the face, and it's just being able to have a program that
Yeah.
looks into your system and identifies patients that are the most likely to come in on that day and on that time, and has work that's proposed that is
Mhm.
also going to be productive, because a full schedule doesn't necessarily mean it's a productive schedule. And
Exactly.
looking at that and being able to get those patients in with like 2 to 3 clicks of a mouse,
Mhm.
instead of looking at a, cancellation list, which those people are never gonna come back in your practice. Why
No.
are you calling people on a cancellation list, Um, there's no reason to pick up the phone anymore to get those
No.
people in. Shoot them a text message, and they will be there in your practice when you
For
need them to.
Yeah, for auto confirming that, I mean, utilizing AI technology to remind patients of upcoming appointments or upcoming treatment. But fun fact, if you are relying on AI to reach out to patients who don't have any appointments on the schedule, you're trying to bring them back in and reactivate them. One, 1 out of 10 people, 1 out of 10 of those patients that you reach out to will actually book the appointment. I mean, this is where
Mhm.
AI needs to be powered by your team. So AI is going to tell you who needs to come in,
Mhm,
prioritize it based on how they're interacting with your team, and say,
mhm.
like, you need to give them a call. You need to send them
Yeah.
a personal message or a personal email to get them back in, because the select all blasts, like, guys, it doesn't work to reactivate. It just doesn't work. And if
Mm-mm.
you want
Mm-mm.
data, you can reach out to me privately. My company
Mhm.
has years and years and years and billions of data points to prove that. So, like,
Mhm.
you just rely on AI for your admin team to help you fill a schedule. It just can't happen.
No, you can't. And look, being able to have something like that is also a retention tool for your team, because
Yeah.
some people, they don't wanna have to be on the phone all the time, right? But I
Mhm.
think having tools that you know is going to benefit your team, it's going to serve your patients, so that way
Mhm.
your team can support the patients the best that they can. Just do your research and understand, like, what works with your software, what will work, because there is, not a one-stop shop for everything. Regardless of what companies say,
Mm.
there is not a place that you can just go and get one practice management software that has everything. You need to find what works for your team. It's not cookie cutter. I wish it were that simple.
I think that's part of the struggle that teams might be facing with AI too, is that they don't know enough on how to build, the perfect AI tech stack for their practice.
Mhm.
And I agree with you, Jen. There are companies out there that promise they'll do it all, and they might do it all well to start, but the industry is changing so quickly.
Yeah.
AI is fast. It changes all the time. So all of these all-inclusive products out there,
Mhm.
how are they going to be able to cater to every
Right.
every aspect that of the all-inclusive product? Like, some things are going to fall behind. And
Mhm.
with the way this is going, like, I can't fall behind. I
No.
can't fall behind.
And that's why it's important that you find a company that also has great relationships with other partners too, right?
Mm,
With other
mhm.
companies. Because everyone has their own strength, right? That's just
Yeah.
like who we are as people. So every company has their own strength. So if you have one that's really good on the admin side, one that's really good on the clinical side, one that's good on the phone side, right? And they all work together. They
Yeah.
have a relationship, like a partner relationship, and they all work together and they work with your PMS, then that's a good thing, right? But like make sure that
Yeah.
your tech doesn't cross over because you don't need to be paying for multiple things that do the same thing.
Yep.
That's a waste of time, money, and resources. So
Mhm.
think,
Mhm.
evaluate your tech stack,
Yeah.
ask your team what their biggest pain points are, so that way you can
Mhm.
determine what tech is needed.
Yep.
And then try it out and ask the questions, right? We had an episode recently about asking questions of your tech companies and ask to
Yep.
talk to people that are using those softwares, that are their clients, that have the same practice management software as you. They can provide that information to you. So
Mhm.
ask them those questions and then make your decision from there.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. You have to ask those questions, right? And ask not only of the AI companies that you're, scoping out, but like like, what does it do for you? Like, does
Right.
it help your team take action every day? Does it help your patients feel seen and taken care of? And does it move the business forward?
Right.
I know
Right.
we talk about that a lot. Like, is it moving the business forward? If it's
Right.
not serving the business, we got to reevaluate. But like, especially when it comes to technology, like if it's not
Exactly.
moving your patient care, your schedule,
Yeah.
your leadership, and the
Yep.
business forward, it has no right to be involved.
Exactly, exactly. Okay,
Yeah,
so on that note, evaluate what
yeah,
you got going on and talk
yeah.
to your team. Chat with your team.
Hmm.
And, if you
And
have
don't
any
be scared
questions,
of
I'm here.
AI.
No, no. Again, it's enhancing and supporting, not replacing. So just keep that in mind and you are good to go. And we're always here if you have any questions. So, you can DM us or email us at brb@backin10pod.com. We're here for you. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us on Back in 10.
If something made you laugh, nod, or feel a little more human, share it with a friend and make sure that you're subscribed.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Back in 10 Pod for more behind the scenes, updates, and probably a little chaos.
We're not here to have it all figured out. We're just here to tell you the things that we wish someone had told us.
And remind you that leadership doesn't have to be perfect, just real.
We'll be back in 10.